What did you do when you were asked to give a toast? Did you get nervous and anxious? Or did you calmly put together a toast that was dynamic? Today, I'm going to give you the secrets to a dynamic toast that is easy to do. Today, I'm going to give you the secrets to a dynamic toast that is easy to do. Let me start off with a sample. Pretend I'm talking to an entire room of people. Here we go. As we gather during this magical holiday season, let's raise our glasses to the warmth that fills our hearts, the connections that enrich our lives, and the joy that we share. May these moments remind us of the beauty in our relationships and the enduring spirit of love and kindness. Cheers to the cherished memories and to the new beginnings. To each of you, happy holidays. That's the short of it. You don't have to be long-winded. And you also can be well prepared before you're asked to give an impromptu talk, or worst yet, an impromptu toast. Now, why do I say worse yet? Because some reason toasts seem to be more impactful, or they're supposed to be more poignant, or something is supposed to be magical related to the toast, which puts all kinds of pressure on the person trying to give the toast. I'm going to simplify that for you today. First of all, I have a quote that I want to share by Mark Twain. It usually takes me more than 3 weeks to prepare a good impromptu speech. Okay, now you have to think about that for a moment. It takes him a good 3 weeks to prepare an impromptu speech? Dale Carnegie was also one who said something similar. He always talked about the fact that he was constantly preparing his mind on a daily basis for any moment where he might suddenly be found standing in front of employees, and he wanted to give them something inspirational to consider. He did magical things and completely changed his industry. We can do the same thing. Now, many of you have heard about the elevator speech. You've heard about the 2-minute talk. You've heard about all kinds of things. And we've kind of embraced it because it's got a business connotation to it. But a toast, something heavy surrounds a toast. I remember being asked by my son to give a toast at his wedding, or at the reception, that is. I stood up. There was a couple hundred people. I don't know how many the actual count was, but it was a couple hundred people in that ballpark who were all looking at me, waiting for me to say something profound, if you will, or heartfelt, or something. It's a tough thing to do when you're put on the spot. Now, in my case, because I'm a movie type guy, I decided to talk about the movie The Notebook and how it related to the couple. The main reason I did that is because my daughter-in-law's favorite movie of all time was The Notebook, and all her friends knew it. So it was quite fitting. However, it didn't stop me from being nervous until I realized there's 2 things I need to remember about giving a toast. One, it's your gift to the audience. They don't know what's coming. They haven't unwrapped the package yet. You're unwrapping it as you share it. And as long as there's one point of value to them that comes out, it's a wonderful, wonderful toast. Now, what is that value? You kind of have to know who your audience is so you know the kind of value to bring to them. In the case of my sample, the value was in the fact that it was a heartfelt relational type thing to close friends and family. Therefore, the value was there because I knew the audience and I gave them what needed to be heard. The other thing that you want to consider is that toasts do not have to be long. I've seen some wedding reception toasts on YouTube where they go on and on and on, and you gotta watch part 1 and part 2 and part 3. Some of them are absolutely hilarious. Some of them you're scratching your head saying, why doesn't this person shut up and sit down? You don't need it to be long. You just need it to be heartfelt, and if it's longer, also humorous. So let's break down the one that I did. I started out by saying, as we gather during this magical holiday season. Now, I say the word magical for a couple reasons. One, people know that I'm all about entertainment and the magic that happens from the synergies of two people coming together. There's something unique and special that arises out of the relationship that is better than the sum of its parts. So I use the word magical to represent that. Plus, those of them that know me know that I had a history back when I was younger of doing illusions and making movies. That combination, both of them were magical. But the most magical thing in my life is the synergy between people that come together. Truly a magical experience. I'm co-writing a book right now, and when my co-author and I connect, what comes out is so simple, so profound, and so easy and magical. It's just a wonderful experience. So magical had to be a part of it because that's my talk. That's me coming through a toast. Now, I then say, let's raise our glasses. But before I said that, in the beginning, to get everyone's attention, I lifted my glass. I panned the room so everyone could see I'm about to make a toast, because that's kind of an international symbol for I'm about to make a toast. And then I lowered my glass out of their sight. Why? Because if I kept it up the whole time, my arm starts getting tired, and a lot of the audience members, because my glass is up, will raise theirs up, and they might work out less than me. So their arms might get tired quicker, and then they're thinking about their arm strength and all that instead of paying attention to the words that were chosen for them. So you get your attention by raising the glass, then lower it as you talk. And even when I said, let's raise our glasses too, and I listed off some things, I didn't raise my glass to say that. I didn't say, let's raise our glasses too. I kept it down because I knew it was just at the beginning of my toast. I then moved into 3 key points. My 3 key points was the fact that we're going to raise our glass to the warmth that fills our hearts, especially during the holiday seasons. People always talk about the heartwarming moments of the holidays. So I wanted to address what everyone understands. See, by starting out with something that you know the audience can relate to, they start paying closer attention to what you're going to say because they can connect to it. The next one I mentioned was the connections that enrich our lives. And of course, I'm gesturing to the audience because they are, with me, the connections that all of us are experiencing in the room. So I'm not only helping them to relate to the fact that this time of year fills our hearts with warmth, but also look at the people that we're connected to and who's sharing the warmth with each other. Then I make it clear in this list of 3 points that we're also toasting or raising our glass to the joy that we share. In other words, not only is it a heartwarming season and we're connecting with others, but we're sharing joy with each other as well. So that's kind of my introductory part to the whole toast. The background, the setup. Everyone can relate to it. Everyone knows we're talking about each other in the room and the fantastic joy we experience with each other. So on to the second part. I then talk about the fact that may these moments, in other words, those three things, may these moments, and again, our time together in the room in real time, may these moments remind us of the beauty in relationships. So I've already hinted at very heavily all the connections and the relational issues between us that produce joy. But now I'm just outright saying it. There's beauty in these relationships. There's value in these relationships. I go on to a second point. Because not only is there value in the relationship, but I also address, the enduring is the key word here, enduring spirit of love and kindness. Now, the reason I use the word enduring is super important. I use the word enduring because when we're talking about the connections and the relationships, we all know that not every relationship is perfect all the time. We all know that there's times when we highly question our relationships and we have to choose to work on them to make them better. So I talk about them being enduring. So when I talk about helping these moments, helping us to remember these moments because of the enduring spirit of loving kindness, not only am I talking about the endurance factor that we all need to hang in there together, but I'm also talking about the results that keep on showing up that bless us all, and that's the love and the kindness. The fact that we're showing love and kindness to each other is not only admirable, but it's absolutely necessary for our personal development. We need to receive love and kindness from other people. And we need to share love and kindness to other people, otherwise we're not being who we're supposed to be. So it's a full circle thing. I have to speak to the enduring spirit of love and kindness, because it will get us through anything. Then, after that middle section, I'm ready for the last part to get people to raise their glass in the toast. Now keep in mind, this whole time I'm doing it with my glass down low, out of sight. So I'm now about to lift it up. And I say, cheers to the cherished memories and the new beginnings. Boom, now is the time to lift my glass before I make my last sentence. But first, before I do that, let's talk through real quick. What am I saying when I say cheer to the cherished memories and to the new beginnings? I'm basically saying the cherished memories is this past year that we went through. And we did it together. We did it using love and kindness with each other. We made incredible connections where we felt joy, and we got through a lot of incredible stuff. Man can't do much of anything alone. People around us are critically important to our development. Then I also shift over to saying, and our new beginnings. Now, why new beginnings? I'll tell you why. New beginnings is super, super important, because when I say our new beginnings, I'm talking about the fact that each person wants to grow more next year than what they've done this year. Every single person I met, if I ask them, if you want to become your best self, would you put out enough effort to grow by 1% tomorrow, to be 1% tomorrow better than you were today? And everyone's like, yeah, I would do that. Now, sometimes we don't know what that 1% needs to be, so we get a little stagnant at times. But most people that are focusing on how do I become my best self, they'll find a way to improve themselves by 1%. So that's a key element that we need to pay attention to. So I say and new beginnings because everybody has either goals or something in place or in mind as far as what they would love to see themselves accomplish next year. So cheers to the cherished memories and the new beginnings. That covers this last year's been great. This next year's going to be better. And now I raise my glass so everyone can see it, so they know to raise their glass. And I say something to the effect, to each of you, happy holidays. Or maybe I just raise my glass and say, happy holidays. Or cheers, or whatever you want to say. The fact is, that moment is the moment for everyone to know the glasses are up. You have your hand up, and you bring your hand up before that last sentence. During that last sentence, you keep it up just a little bit longer because some people are still just raising their glass, and you say cheers in some fashion. In my case, happy holidays. And then, of course, you have to have a drink. In my case, it's water. So that's how you put together a toast. Now, some toasts, of course, can go on and on and on, depending on the circumstance and what needs to be said. But you noticed that the structure I used was a 3-act structure. I had a beginning, a middle, and an end. The beginning let everybody know not only the fact that I was doing a toast, but it was because of who they are and our connections with each other. The middle, which was the second part, was about reminding them about our relationships and the enduring love and kindness that we experienced with each other, the processes we went through, the good and the bad, if you will, but without talking about the bad, just hinting at it by talking about the enduring spirit of love and kindness. And then I got to the third act, the third part, where I say, cheer to the cherished memories and the new beginnings. That's my cue to lift my glass. I suppose I could actually lift my glass. And I say to each and every one of you, happy holidays. And then you take a drink. That's the way you put together a toast. It's fairly simple, not complex. Just think beginning, middle, and end. Think in the beginning, the why behind your toast and the fact that you're going to make one. The middle is the main part of the toast as far as the core heartfelt element. The last part is kind of closing it off by giving them a quick little flashback and a flash forward of what you are toasting. And then make that one sentence toast. Cheers or happy holidays or whatever it is. It's absolutely complete. It's simple. It's easy. And it doesn't take much effort if you plan ahead for that impromptu moment when someone asks you to share a toast. All right, well, that's it for today's episode. Please share this with a friend, and I'll see you on the next episode.